all our children are going to grow up. All our children are going to reach a point where we need to start thinking about their future and what they're going to do. I think everybody can contribute meaningfully. The career may be different from what parents may have originally envisioned for their child, but the fact of the matter is that their child will be able to contribute in some way or the other. Whether it is setting up their own home bakery business, whether it is going to a sheltered workshop, whether it is working in a bank, whether it is working in a hotel or a McDonald's, or it could be working in an IT firm. We don't know. We just need to keep exploring, keep exposing to their child to different scenarios, different interests, different situations, and then seeing where they end up. The important thing is that they are contributing meaningfully in some way or the other. Here are some career planning tips for your child with a disability and special needs. Point number 1, choose a supportive school and college. For a lot of young people with developmental disabilities, motivation is a key factor. They will do exceedingly well at something that they are motivated by, and to find that, I think a school's role is very crucial. The child spends a large part of time at school, and so I think that is very important. Also, when you have a supportive school, the schooling years are when you build your friendships, you interact with different people, and that goes a long way in building the child's self-esteem, which ultimately is going to help them to succeed in the workplace. Point number 2, be realistic about their strengths and challenges. Sometimes as parents, we underestimate and assume that our child will not be good at a particular thing. On the other hand, we might feel that my child can do all sorts of things. And then when the child gets pushed into whatever work environment they do, they are not able to do that, which then does not help them to succeed in that. And that really has more impact on their own idea of themselves. And we do not want them to experience a sense of failure. We only want them to experience success, which is why it's very important to be very realistic about what your child can do and cannot do. Point number 3, observe and recognize their interests. Just by looking and seeing and spending time with their children and seeing what they're good at, seeing what they find challenging, working on the challenging parts, definitely. Also collaborating with the therapists, with schools, with counselors to really understand and get a holistic picture of who their child is and what they are good at and what they find challenging. And then they can work at the challenges and also figure out what it is that they need scaffolds on. What is it that they need extra supports on, so that then they can when it comes to the workplace, they can present a realistic picture to the workplace, so that they in turn are fully informed of what this person is all about. Point number 4, decide goals. Goals which are realistic, which are attainable, which are timely, which can be accomplished in a certain period of time, which are specific. Goals which really will incorporate not just their vision, but what their child wants as well. Because they may have certain ideas of what they want out of their child, but they need to consider what their child wants. We don't want a situation where the child has been pushed beyond their limits and there's a meltdown or some sort of other kind of challenge that is further presented. Point number 5, explore vocational courses. Vocational courses really help the child to be able to live up to their potential, whatever that may be, because ultimately it gives them meaning, it gives them work, and it helps them to really succeed in whatever area that they are good at. Typically in India, our idea of success has been somebody who tops the class and somebody who is very, very good at academics. But if parents can redefine the idea of success to include vocational courses, to include non-conformist ways of being successful, I think it would help them as well as their child to succeed. Point number 6, explore opportunities. Organizations now which are exploring different avenues for young people with developmental disabilities, whether it is modeling, whether it is singing, baking, pottery, art, and it's giving a lot of scope to explore these avenues. And so I think parents really should take advantage of that, find out, speak to people, speak to their social workers, speak with therapists, with their developmental pediatricians, and really find out what it is that they can do and how they can help their child really fulfill their potential. Point number 7, make sure you have proper written communication. Based on that, the employer will explore the opportunity to meet with the young person. And if parents can paint a realistic picture of who their child is, or help their child paint a realistic picture of who they are, it will help the employer really understand what this child's challenges are, but more importantly, what their strengths are and what they can bring to the workplace. Point number 8, deal with anxiety. To help young people deal with anxiety, corporations really need to be firstly aware of this and acknowledge that anxiety is something which does exist, that their neurodivergent employees may experience anxiety when it comes to deadlines, when it comes to timelines which may be a little unrealistic. And I think they can put a lot of tools into place to help them plan better to achieve these deadlines and to make sure that they do succeed in whatever work that they are doing. Point number 9, teach daily living, functional and soft skills. Parents need to plan for things that happen outside the office. How is the person going to dress? What is their hygiene like? How are they going to be able to get to work? How are they going to be able to address their peers and interact with them? Are they going to be able to address their peers the same way that they address their boss? How do you plan for your tasks in the week? These are the soft skills that really matter. More importantly, it is educating and making other people aware and really making them empathize with a population who is now part of their workforce and who they need to learn to understand so that they can develop their sense of empathy and their sense of mindfulness towards them. Point number 10, use role play. Whether it is a conflict scenario, whether it is a scenario of something where they've messed up and how they are going to remediate, whether it is a scenario of when they are getting a cup of coffee at the coffee machine and somebody comes and asks, how's your day going, what they should say. All these are scenarios which once they've got that script more or less and have the ability to be able to tweak the script, and they're presented with a couple of alternatives. So once they have few of these tools and are able to understand how to do all these things that really are a mystery in a sense to them, it will be able to help them navigate the whole scenario and help them to be able to succeed at that aspect of work as well. Point number 11, use visuals. Visuals really help with creating structure, and it just that structure lowers anxiety because you know exactly what you have to do, how long it will take. After this is what I'm going to do. I can take a break at this point of time and then I can tackle this task. I have to submit this by this time. It just makes it much clearer and they understand exactly what to do. If you found this video helpful, do like the video and subscribe to our channel.